I welcome you all for your module 3 retail management class, which we are going to deal with the location strategy. Okay, I think this may take around two class minimum to complete the section of location strategy. Okay, in retail management. Okay, this will be your part one. You can take it as a part one, module 3. Okay, like your location strategy. Fine. Okay. So very foremost thing which for any retailer it is important to look for, okay, in especially retailing industry, the location matters a lot. So that's why we say what are those three most important things in retailing is the location, location, the location. Where location plays a very important role in finding the best place where the huge hub of customers will be passing through. Okay, and maybe it will be very convenient for any retailer to reach the customers, as well as the customers will be also having more convenience in visiting the store on the basis of the location. So there are many challenges which are need to be considered while selecting the location for your retail store. It includes cost, okay, and related advantage and disadvantage. So it's very specific to the location, okay, and the investment what if people do, okay, and the risk which is involved with meeting the customers or reaching the customers with the required amount of merchandise on the basis of the need which the segment is having. So for any, as I told you, location is a very important ingredient for any business in retailing, where it completely relies on the customers. No, the retail shops, basically retail shops will be relying more on the customers. Okay, and also it is one of the very difficult for any retailers to plan for. Okay, and if we select any location, it may be or may not be complete at the end once we are going to implement the plan with respect to the location, the decision which people have taken on. Then also the decision which, as I told you, when it comes to the location, it will be very complex one. It is something like a dilemma where the people have some intuition, the belief what any retailer will be having on certain site or location what he is going to select. Okay, that includes lot of effort that any retailer has to put in understanding the nature of the locality around the location which he has selected to start his retail business or to set up the retail store there. Okay, the understanding the customer's requirement. Okay, and this is very complex one, not so easily available ready made. He has to go through different type of method of survey or do ultimately a research on that basis, information which is furnished by the research formally done, probably will be helping him in taking the decisions. So yeah, it also includes a cost which is very high enough for them, and also it's very little a flexible one, especially when we are choosing the location. Immediately we people cannot shift from that place because it takes a lot of effort, okay, a risk which involved in shifting your retail store from one location to other location, which includes a cost. So that's why it is not so much flexible enough in changing location once a retail store is set up. So what we have to do is we have to choose certain attributes, okay, on which we are going to decide upon the location which we are going to select for the retail. So ultimately what we say is like the location will be having very high impact, okay, and also has very important for any retailers in executing his overall strategy. Okay, while deciding upon the overall strategy as well as execution of the strategy also includes the location which will be having in one or the other way it is going to impact, okay, retailers strategy. Okay, as we people know, and the previous classes we have discussed, like there are certain elements we have in a retail mix which has to be considered. This location strategy is one among them. These all things we are going to come, we are going to discuss in coming modules. Fine. Here, especially elements in retail mix like location strategy, what we people are discussing at present, which also have an equal importance compared to the other retail elements, okay, of a mix, like customer services we have, like how you people are going to design the store and how you people are going to display the merchandise. Then what communication mix that you people are going to select for promoting the products, fine, and what pricing strategy you want to include, and what are the merchandise assortment that you people are going to include into your shop, okay, which are the categories, the product lines which you are going to select for. It all depends. Along with this, your retail strategy also plays a very important, sorry, the location strategy also plays a very important role. Okay, fine. There are certain importance of certain location decision. Okay, why so much of concentration is given on decision with respect to the location, which includes major cost, certain factors. What we are going to discuss among us regarding the cost factors. See, there are certain which will be involves large capital investment because the investment will be in your infrastructure, okay, and the materials which we people are going to use in the retail store, okay, for holding, for transportation inside, okay, what we say it as material handling equipments, the racks, etc., then which will be also affecting the transportation cost because we see to it uh, the location will be such that which will be reducing the cost of transportation, making your product reach you with a very lesser cost. To see to it that the logistics, okay, or a distribution, whatever which comes in in the total supply chain management, see to it that it will be more effective enough in making your business more profitable one. Also, it will be affecting the human resource because the availability of the type of skilled people around that retail location where you have started your retail store also matters a lot. So see to it that composition of different set of skills which you people require in running your retail store. So whether those type of human resources available around you or not has to be also taken care because this also includes the cost. And also even there are certain revenue factors in decision which we people take on location, which will be affecting the amount of customer traffic. Okay, location will be selected in such a way that more traffic passes in front of the store. Okay, or maybe accessibility of your store is very high for the traffic which are moving around that particular location, and also which will be affecting the volume of the business because the number of customers who passes through the store and the amount of business which you are going to be able to do, the potentiality of the business has to be also considered while selecting a particular location. This means that these all things has to be considered while taking a decision with respect to your location strategy. So that's why a location decision which will be always influenced by the flow of a pedestrian or maybe a traffic with the vehicles which you are going to pass in front of your store. So which will be also determining certain footfalls, especially footfalls means like you can take like the total number of customers who will be just visiting your store for that particular time period. Okay, maybe a time period, maybe per day you say you take per week, or maybe at particular weekend you can say 2 days, maybe Saturday or Sunday, how many customers will be visiting that particular store. Fine. So all those things has to be also considered while selecting a location for the retail store. Okay, there are certain levels of location decisions and which are and also certain determining factors related to that. There are three things like selection of a city, then within the city selection of an area, and also once you people are selected an area, certain specific site. Okay, these three things play a very important role. So when we people are selecting the type of city, which is the major factor which has to be considered, like the size of the city's trading area, how much business happens, and how much geographically the business can be spread. Okay, that has to be seen. Also, as I told for the growth of the population, people residing in that particular area, that particular trading area has to be also considered. You get it from the government census data, fine, which will be helping you people to decide upon which are those sorry, which are those cities which will be giving promising profit or returns to you people if you are going to invest in them. Okay, has to be considered. There may be a purchasing power of the customers who are residing in that particular trade area and the availability of products via distribution. Fine. So the effectiveness of distribution, the connectivity of a retail store with the suppliers, the manufacturers, with the customers. So all those things has to be considered. So along with that, you can take, the total retail trade potential, fine. different type of categories or the, different type of product lines which are highly required in that particular area. On the basis of the category of the products and different lines what any retail store is going to hold, whether they will give the enough profit or not on the basis of the investment what you people have done in that particular area has to be calculated. Okay, along with that, the retail also has to consider, one, the number, the size, okay, then quality of the competition which is going to receive from, the competitors who are in that particular city has to be also considered. See to it that, how much you people are, capable enough in handling the competition which is going to be faced by you or any retailer in that area by the competitors. So also the development cost expansion, like going for a diversification you want to go, or you want to increase the business. Okay, want to increase the carpet area of the retail store. Then for that development, what will be the cost in the future also has to be decided at present. So the second one, once the city is selected, you have to select an area or maybe what we say as a type of location within the city. So city has been considered that we have to enter in the city with certain retail concept, and in that city, which is the specific area which will be giving us or also helping a strategy of a retailer to get executed and get output whatever is required as in the form of objectives what has been set. So there are certain evaluation that you people have to do regarding this. There are certain factors which has to be considered for the evaluation when you people are selecting a location within the city which you people have selected. So here in one, that factor is like customer attraction power of a shopping district or maybe a particular store. Okay, in that particular area, which type of which type of stores are more valued or into the demand has to be considered. Those all calculation has to be done and identification has to be also done. So along with that, you people have to see to it that as I told you in the previous slide, where even the product lines or type of products which are sold in those areas. So how much profit that can be gained by selling such type of products has to be also considered. You have to match those type of products and the income what you get out of those product lines, okay, and to the investment what you people have done in that particular location. Okay, so number of stores in that particular area. If you go through number of stores in the particular area, you come to know an idea which type of products are sold here and what is the level of competition. That also has to be considered. So maybe the availability of access routes where the opportunity to enter an area. This also has to be keenly observed. If you just recall the Porter's five force model, that we say the threat of new entrants, especially the competitors or maybe the present players into that market. They make a safety shell around the market where the new entrants shouldn't enter. But still, there are certain loopholes for any market. Any loopholes which a competitor will be having, or maybe the group of competitors of players presently who are already into that particular market. So that loophole has to be found, which are the best way that we can enter the market has to be also observed, and you have to decide upon that. The nature of zoning regulations, maybe the regulation or legal requirements to start a business in that particular area, whether that is also supporting the culture of the organization or not. Culture of the retail organization has to be also considered. So then also we say direction of the spread of the city, then see to it that how much the growth, okay, area wise, we are talking about area wise, that city is going to grow, which is that particular area where the city wants to grow. Okay, so see to it that where there is a more growth, okay, in that area probably if you get a location, you can say cover the maximum area which is present now as well as which is upcoming segments. Fine. So once you people select a location, in that location you people have to select a place, a site. Okay, see to it that adequacy and potential of traffic will be passing in front of that particular site. Okay, where more pedestrian or vehicles move a lot. Okay, in that location you people have to select a site. So that particular site has to have access to the more pedestrians or maybe to the traffic. Then also maybe that the site which will be helping you people to manage the traffic, maybe intercept, we say it as traffic has to pass in front of that site somehow. See to it that they won't miss, okay, by observing the retail store which is in that particular site, okay, or sorry, a location. So next we are like complementary nature of adjacent stores, where the certain type of stores which are around the around your site, which will be helping even bringing some customers along with their own. So some customers who are visiting certain type of stores in that particular location, they find that there is an accessibility for your site, your type of retail store. So somewhere even those people also will be bringing a customers to your stores. To see to it that such type of help that you have to get from the location or the site. Fine. Okay. Any doubts still here you people have? Can somebody respond immediately? Am I audible to you people?
Yes, sir.
Please respond. I don't know how you people. Many people are there. Please respond if whenever is required. Okay. Do I need to continue, or any doubts you people have till here?
No, sir.
Okay. So I will be just moving to your next slide. Okay, fine. There are certain different types of retail locations. Usually they look similar on the basis of the wording what people are going to use. Okay, the definition, there will be little slight changes. It all depends on country to country, location to the location. Okay, so how we people are going to define in India the location, the same type of definition may not be possible in some other Western countries. So they differ, and we also differ from each other. Depends on the type of locations availability, and also the type of geographically the the trade area has been spread, along with the different type of segmented customers who are residing in those trade areas. Okay, there's no hard and fast rule, as I told you people, in your retail formats. The same thing is going to be prevail here also. Okay, so there are different types of retail locations generally which we use throughout the world. Fine. Okay, now we have something like freestanding location, where we say there something there are no retail outlets only. So usually where surrounding area of the store, you don't find any retail outlets there. Okay, especially the business happens on the basis of the capability of a retailer in pulling the customers. Okay, and also promoting his products. Okay, totally like free area it is. You cannot find retail stores, right? And we have some neighborhood stores. These are type of convenient type of stores that you people find in certain areas, very smallest areas, located in some something like residential neighborhoods. Okay, if you take one layout or a colony, in that colony there will be certain small stores which will be serving only those type of colonies, or small localities, where something like as we say, they sell convenient products like groceries, minimum requirement, fast moving consumer goods which are used on day to day basis. Okay, so this type of locations, what we say it as, so neighborhood stores. We have some highway stores where you can find that 2 to 3 highways who will be passing or intercepting in between. Okay, and you find too much of traffic, that the people who are going to travel from one place to other place, and those all 2 to 3 highways are going to meet at particular place. It something looks like in a junction. In such type of location, you find certain dhabas, or maybe with some good parking, some fast food restaurants. Okay, and some products which are essential immediately, which can be available to them on the basis of the necessity. Not everything is available there. Like if you go to some dhabas, you find some small grocery, maybe some convenient type of stores you people find, which is situated somewhere adjacent to the dhabas, right? So minimum things which is required, you people can buy. So we say it as something like highway stores, where as I told you, located along with the highways, or at the intersections of 2 to 3 highways, which will be helping any retailer to attract certain customers who will be passing through those highways. Okay, you find much into your in India, people find much type of locations. Those type of locations which are situated around the highways, we say it as highway stores. Also, we have different type of business associated locations where these are something like group of retail outlets which will be having a concept of giving more variety of merchandise. Okay, and also they all will be working together in attracting certain type of customers, and that area will be situated in such a location that where different type of retailers are there, but still there will be certain type of competition between each other. Fine. So example, like you can take the same, like you go to some like your Bapat Gali, fine. If that we said a business associate location Bapat Gali, where you find almost all type of electronic items which related to the mobile and communication. So we can say those type of examples like Babatkali in Belgaum can be taken as business associated locations where all are something related type of retailers only, and they will be competing with each other. So we have something different type of locations on the basis of unplanned business districts, and also we have the planned shopping centers. Fine. So once people talk about this unplanned business districts, name itself says that these are type of locations for a retailer which will be having two or more retail stores which will be located together in an individual consideration. Okay, rather than on the basis of any long range collective planning. They don't do much planning here. All are situated very nearby. Maybe a single wall can be differentiating between or intercepting between two shops or retail shops. For example, like 4 to 5 shoe stores which are located in the same street. Okay, adjacent to each other. So this is something unplanned business where they don't see to it that in that particular area what may be the locations which are very best enough to handle the entire area will be decided. So what they do is they just start the business adjacent to each other, fine, and they will be competing with them each other also. So we have something different type of unplanned business districts where we say it as downtown, also which is called as central business district. Fine. So out of this central business district, suburban business districts is also comes out of it. Okay, we will discuss that in detail later, right? Okay. So we have something downtown or central business district which is usually has certain area for a trade. Okay, and that will be varying according to the size of the city or a town. So something it is like in this central business district, we consider size. Okay, and the size will be completely depend on the city or a town how much geographically it is spread. Fine. Example we can say like commercial street in you go to Bangalore. Fine. Or you have MG Road especially. Okay, and it will be very a very bigger one with more variety of retail stores once you people enter. Okay, we can give best example is your Kolhapur route from Chennamma circle. If you're moving, you're heading towards the KLE hospital in between till Ramdev. If I'm not wrong, till Ramdev, you get almost all type of branded showrooms there. Fine, some few malls you have. So especially for shopping, there may be that maybe a central business district or location into that particular city we are going to select. And then we have secondary business district which will be composed of an unplanned cluster of stores, often located on a major intersection of the city. We have an example here. See, for the central business district at bottom left you can see. Okay, in between whatever the red lines you people find, this is the area where almost all type of retail shops which are available in different line or streets. Also we have secondary business which is something unorganized, something away from whatever you people find in green boxes. There's something they are very much away from these type of district, central business district, because of the nature that they manage a very small type of locations. Okay, which will be having intersection of different roads there. Okay, and because of high traffic that people retailers find that the customers moving from one location to the other locations. Fine. Next we have something like neighborhood business districts. These are the stores which are located in very neighborhood business districts from a smallest cluster, or maybe something they will be serving a small area, a trading area. For example, like city, or you can take it as a town also. There's something they are away from the bigger city, the district, very small areas where even there will be also same type of culture what people find in the major cities. Okay, the smallest area which will be selected especially for the trade, and people move from bigger cities to the smallest towns just to buy. Okay, maybe due to the attraction power of the retailers, and the investment will be less there, and the business can be done in a very competitive way. So people travel from the bigger cities to the smaller towns because of the good deal what those people get while the purchasing the required merchandise for their family or maybe for the personal use. Okay, so that's why we say it as for neighborhood business districts. We use this example like city or towns. So we have something suburban business districts. This is something a part of your central business district where the stores will be located. Okay, especially on the certain small towns. Okay, due to some very little rent those people are going to pay, the rent will be very less, and also often more those people are going to rely on the traffic which is going to be generated by that particular downtown. Okay, and also maybe sometimes more parking facility will be available for the customers, and that will leads to very convenience of shopping at that particular place. Example, like you can find a malls in a very smaller towns near the big cities. Okay, you can take any example of that small towns. Okay, this is the a pictorial presentation that you have for your neighborhood, maybe secondary business district or central business district. This is how the area is going to be covered, and the selection of the location. Okay, so now we have something unplanned shopping, sorry, planned shopping center. This is what we people have discussed. You know, sorry, the last slide was on unplanned business districts. Fine. And now we have something planned shopping centers, which will be, you can find a good infrastructure. Fine. They use architecture with a nice building, okay, which will be managed in a very formal way. And also they are going to design and operate as, separate business entity only, or a unit, okay, which will be having all parking facilities, and also they are going to balance the tendency which people are going to find in that particular area. So we have one like regional shopping center malls. Okay, now these are certain type of malls which will be planned in a very larger way. Okay, and which will be also having some 2 to 3 different departmental stores inside it. The example like your Big Bazaar, fine, and which are as we people go to Big Bazaar or maybe Reliance Smart, where you have it is something like an enclosed malls they are, and also will be having very larger trading area. Okay, and also you can find the rent of those malls will be very high. If it is owned by a owner, it's okay, but even for maintaining that it requires a lot of cost. So we have something like community shopping centers or neighborhood, we say it as shopping centers compared to the previous unplanned one, where this is something like which will having very balanced mix of stores. Okay, in that particular shopping center, which will be having some variety of variety stores. Okay, and maybe some chemist will be there, or some grocery stores, very smaller stores which will be covering that particular small location or area. Okay, so a planned one, and they decide upon which has to be, what type of stores has to be included in that particular community shopping center, which will be catering almost all type of needs, which is of our customers who are residing surrounding location. So we have specialized market. Name itself says that the most in India we people find this where only certain particular type of products categories will be available in such type of markets. The retail shops which are going to be situated in that particular specialized market, they are very much specialized in finding only those type of products or related categories. Okay, that's what we say. That most of the cities will be having such type of specialized markets, which are very much famous for particular type of product categories. Fine. So we have next like periodic markets. This says that there's no regularly the business will not happen, or maybe regularly that retail shops won't situate. Especially, it all depends on very specific or particular type of market they are, which especially found in India, as I told you, people which are going to be established in certain places on the basis of the day of a particular week. Only those day of that particular week, the transactional trading will happen. Fine. This you people can find in even smaller towns around the bigger cities, where the shopping, where the customers cannot come again and again to the cities, where the certain type of retailers they go, they uh, they set up their retail stores for a day, and they do their business and they come. Fine. So here are certain examples. Sorry, examples. As this is as per your retail management book, Levy. Okay, written by the Levy, where these are almost fine, near to what Indian context. Fine. So you can take it for your own references. Fine. For your regional shopping malls or something like that. We'll discuss it in later. Fine. Today we'll stop the class here. Fine. Regarding your trade-off between the locations, we'll take it in your next class, which will be your retail management module 2. Sorry, part 2, module 3. Okay. Till then, I think it's enough. Okay. Anybody who has any doubts till here? Okay. Anybody who have any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay.